Capricorn, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is coming up in regards to love, romance, relationships? Okay, I did mention someone fighting for you. Eagerness is coming forward with the Knight of Swords. Okay, someone might feel heartbroken, or you might feel heartbroken, or there's a decision that needs to be made between head and heart. I did mention competition in the general reading, so some of you might have a few people competing for your attention and your love. There could be ultimatums happening here. Someone might feel backed up in the corner. Someone might say, well, either you want me or you don't, Capricorn. Because there's an eagerness. I feel like someone might be putting pressure, or there's a time limit, and that's why I think it might be an ultimatum here. Could also be choosing between your past and your future, okay? The reason I say that is because the Three of Wands is the future, is the journey that you haven't traveled, is the journey that lies ahead. However, the Death card is the past. People you've already been connected to, people that have mattered to you, people that you once shared so much with, Capricorn. They're possibly coming back in. So the competition could be that an ex-lover, maybe a Scorpio, you have air energy here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo. It could be someone you were once married to or in a relationship with. Heck, maybe you weren't even in a relationship, but they feel something, you know, they've awoken. There's the slumber. They might have awoken from that slumber and they want to make things beautiful again. There's the card of complacency here with the Nine of Pentacles. Maybe they've come to their senses. Maybe they're dreaming about you, or you're dreaming about them. You might have a lot of premonitions or dreams about someone significant, or I mentioned the new path that paves at your feet, Capricorn. There might be a new direction your love life is going in completely. For some of you, it might not be an ex, but you might have shared a past life connection with this person, or you might have been spouses in your past life. They're actually coming back in for commitment, okay? They're coming back in for a relationship here. For some of you, there might be arguments, it's competition, or someone doesn't feel perfect enough. Now, the bad thing with the Hermit, with Virgos, the bad side of Virgos is that they tend to be very self-critical, because their ability to pick up on things, to read into things, to extract, to analyze, to compartmentalize, to deduce, because that ability is unrivaled, okay? Because of that, they can nitpick. And they can definitely nitpick about themselves. So if it's not you being self-critical, self-sabotaging in a relationship because of insecurities, it's someone else, okay? And that's where that pain or conflict is coming in. But there could be a third party here. Skeletons in the closet, the Grim Reaper in the form of a skeleton, secrets, Three of Swords, Three of Wands. This does point to a third party situation, defensiveness, anger, resistance, dysfunction. You hold the key to your happiness, Capricorn. And if someone is making you unhappy, it's time to say goodbye. The Four of Swords can be loss. It's laying something to rest. And because you've got the Death card and the Tomb effigy here, some of you are actually leaving someone behind for good. I don't know how much pain they've caused, or they will cause, or what comes to light here, Capricorn. But for some of you, the journey is too heavy. The burden is too much for you to carry for any longer. For others, it's maybe not like this, okay? For others, there's options in love. There's a choice to be made. Some of you might be traveling and you might have that romance whilst on travels. And you might leave it there, okay? It might not venture into anything more. You might just enjoy. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles is very happy in his current set of circumstances. He's also very present in his current set of circumstances, basking in all the five senses, you know, the beautiful falcon here, the vineyard. He's very happy where he is. So maybe some of you might have a brief fling. Maybe you'll take something from it, Capricorn. Maybe you won't. If you do have a fellow earth sign, I feel like this person is ready for the next stage in your commitment. Okay, maybe you're not ready. Maybe you need time. The Four of Swords can be patience. It can be reflection. Okay, the notion of reflecting and analyzing. It can be that you need more time. Or maybe there's someone here that's going to ask you for more time. Either way, I feel there's pressure. All those ones is pushing. All that ones is... it's an energy where we push. Sometimes we push against the grain. But the Knight of Swords... and it doesn't necessarily have to be an air sign. it could just be something to do with either the way someone is thinking or what they're saying to you. It's putting pressure. And if it's not them putting that pressure on you, Capricorn, it's reversed and it's you putting that pressure on them, because the Knight of Swords wants clarification. He needs validation. He charges into something here and he doesn't look back. In fact, it's almost like cautionary, the noble steed here looking back in caution going, well, hang on a second. What is it that you're doing here? And it could be that something is rushed, something happens way too quickly and it ends up blowing up, Capricorn. So either patience is needed from you or patience is needed from this other person for the two of you to function together in harmony, okay? But there is someone very eager. I don't know if it's this person because I did mention eager energy. So regardless of the sign they are ruled by or the element they are ruled by, just because it hasn't come up in the cards doesn't mean that it might not apply. They're very eager. And it could be that they're hurt. I want to say there could be some sort of rebound relationship forming here. I don't know if this person is trying to rush things because they're genuinely invested and they want long-term commitment with you, or it's a rebound thing for them and they just need some sort of security because they have insecurities here, or sadness or grief. They're still undergoing that process here. So that could be coming up for some of you, Capricorn. You'll know if it's right and you know if they're there for the right reasons. But if there's red flags, the big red heart, if there's red flags here, it's a sign that this relationship is not as functional as you'd like it to be. So, you know, then you have the conundrum here. You've got the big decision that you need to make, whether you walk that journey with them or you walk it alone. And maybe you need to take some time to think about that and reflect on it in the upcoming month. Let's move on to career, business, finance. Capricorn. Okay, some good news coming to you. Very exciting in your career. Lots of communication, correspondence, email. A lot of people are wanting to get in touch with you. Again, fire energy. Things are going to be extremely fast-paced in the month of October in regards to career and creative pursuits. There's offers coming in. There's big reveals, possibly two with the Judgment and the High Priestess. Two major reveals or pieces of information or announcements that are going to affect your career in a positive way. The High Priestess is here. She rules intuition. She's very knowledgeable. She's very wise. So a lot of information is coming to you, or you're going to be sourced for your information. You could also be consulting with someone who is very knowledgeable and is going to give you some sort of communication here through written word, spoken word, verbal, non-verbal. There's something that you have to pay attention to with the High Priestess. She also rules fertility, so there could be the birth of something new, a seed that is planted and will be nurtured. And I mentioned that baby steps, initiating a journey that's going to be a part of the long term. So if there's something that you'll be assigned to, your superiors might ask you to do something. There might be a collaborative event, collaborative project you might be asked to join. If you're going to commit to it, Capricorn, you're going to have to commit for the long term, because this is a long-term thing. It's not short-term. It might seem short-term, but it's actually going to extend beyond that. So just be aware of what you're entering into here. The Judgment card could be contracts, could be news, waking up from a slumber, emerging, but I feel like there's something that you're going to embrace or open up to, or it's almost like you'll be given the green light to work on something. Could be forms, could be judgments, it could be criticism, probations, reviews, trials, some sort of feedback that's coming to you. But for the most part, I think you'll be very pleased. The Knight of Cups represents emotion, and I think you're going to be very pleased for the most part at the news here, but you might over-analyze it, okay? Remember, you've got the Virgo next to you this month, so you might read into something too much. Don't deconstruct it too much. I feel like you need to be happy with what comes up on surface level. I'm just putting it out there, but I think you might read into it too much, or you might feel like even you could be a bit self-critical, either of yourself or someone you work with. And be very mindful of that. Not to over-criticize or over-judge someone you're working with, or maybe you have to do a probation on someone. I mean, it's one thing, to be... all for constructive criticism, but it's quite another to be a bit too harsh or a bit too, you might leave someone feeling angry or defenseless or feeling backed into a corner. In fact, there might be someone here. Wands, it can also be opposition. It can be conflict. There might be conflict in the workplace, insecurities or judgment that is being passed. You will be involved. You think you might want to take a back seat here, which the Four of Pentacles can be. Is not very involved, but you will be involved in somehow or in some way, or your opinion will matter in some way here, Capricorn. Monetarily, I feel as though it's a quiet month for finances. You might not be spending too much, and if you do, it's on something here with the Hierophant, but other than that, you're preserving, saving, or budgeting your finances here. There might be something to do with news about property or news about estates or assets coming in around you. Could also be overseas investment opportunities here, and if this is the case, I feel like they could give quite a substantial return for some of you, so that is quite good news. Nonetheless, I will leave it at that, Capricorn. Thanks again, sending you all my love. Have a fabulous week, and we'll chat soon. Bye for now.